Welcome, it's February 19th, 2025, and it's my honor and pleasure to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. He's a great inspiration to all, knocking on the door of 100 years old, in just about perfect health, and he was a World War II combat hero. How's your day going, Mr. Jeckovich?
Good.
I heard you had a very special visitor.
Oh, sweetheart, Amber, yeah.
What a beautiful girl. Amber Nicole Jeckovich is Mr. Jeckovich's great-granddaughter.
Yeah.
And we celebrated her birthday today with cake and candles and ice cream and all kinds of nice gifts. Don't you enjoy Amber's company?
Oh, yeah.
She keeps you busy, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't she? Yeah. It's what a pleasure to see a beautiful young girl that's Christocentric and not like the rest that are egocentric. Amber's a humble young girl. She visits Mr. Jeckovich 3 or 4 times a week. She always keeps him smiling, and it keeps his mind active in the questions she asks him and the things they do. It's just a wonderful situation. Amber Nicole Jeckovich and Mr. John Jeckovich, the great-grandfather, are simply like 2 peas in a pod. Isn't that a great visit from her? Yeah. Well, that was a good day for you. So I'm going to start reading your book. We're almost running out of real estate, meaning pages. How many pages in the book?
849.
Oh, geez. I'm getting close to the end. I'm on 826. Well, I'll start reading a little bit today. Then there's some more questions of text messages that came in. What's your dog tag number?
42965.
Okay. That's the passcode to open up the laptop. So let me see where I left off. After the store closing, we utilized the station wagon for camping and hauling building material around for projects I was engaged in at home. Then when the station wagon expired, we bought an international pickup truck to be used for everything from hauling around sand and stone. It was a great workhorse, and I never regret letting it go despite of its age. That international 4-door was a workhorse.
Oh, yeah.
4x4 standard shift.
You used a Myers plow?
Yeah. That Myers plow is still around today. That's indestructible. It was the pickup we took on extended camping trips to Bowman Lake. What was your lot number at Bowman Lake?
51.
Was that nice?
That was the biggest lot there, yeah.
Describe to me what it looked like.
It was right into the lake, and across the lake was a forest area. We used to go walk around the lake and go in that forest area there.
That was the largest one, 51.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one you got every time?
Every time, yeah.
A lot different than the Expo 67 case.
Oh, the Expo, too many people. This is really...
Yeah, and not many people.
Clean.
At the state park. And that was in Norwich, New York.
Yeah.
And occasionally you go into Oxford to do a little shopping.
Well, we went to Sunday, they put the stuff on the road, we buy pies and cakes and everything else.
Like farmers.
Yeah, farmers, yeah.
Okay. It was a great workhorse. I regret letting it go despite its age. You should have kept it. You should have kept the truck. It was a great.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great workhorse. We obtained many plowing contracts with it, and at first, in our shoveling snow, it was with this pickup that we took our extended camping trips to Bowman Lake in the southern part of the state. For several years, we would spend 2 weeks out of the summer at Bowman Lake and look forward to it each year. On a long weekend, we'd go to Hamlin State Park. How was that?
Hamlin State Park was a nice, beautiful park, yeah.
on Lake Ontario near Rochester. Did you ever spend much time camping around Elmira?
Yeah, Elmira, yeah.
Yeah.
Near the teacher's college.
Yeah, yeah. Near Rochester, and occasionally we'd make a trip to Letchworth State Park. How was Letchworth State Park?
That's a beautiful state park.
Yeah.
That's when I took my mother once in a while, yeah.
It was no fun camping without the children, and we finally sold the tent camper, but kept the pickup. Tom was now driving the Oldsmobile, in which he inflicted a few incidents. One, he was putting the Oldsmobile into Gill Creek.
Yeah, she plowed into it. I couldn't start the car the next morning in the garage, and I picked the hood, and it was all full of dirt.
On Thanksgiving evening. By now we knew that our time with the children was almost gone. JK was in school with John Carroll University. Delphine and I felt despondent for the forlorn at which had come to pass. We had lost our whole lives in a short duration, never to recover them, and certainly never to recapture them again. So what you're saying here, time went by quickly.
Oh yeah, kids grow up, left you, departed, go their ways.
You said the other day you felt like you blinked your eye at 20 and you're 100.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Where'd you find it?
Front desk. "23 minutes.
Yeah, the other day you said you felt like you're 20 and now you're 100.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, listen to this story. The dance under the sun does not last long. Blink your eye and you'll be old, right?
Yeah.
The dance under the sun does not last long. Don't be naive and think it does. Enjoy every day. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, right?
Right.
Today is a gift. Wow. Enjoy it. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Wow. At that time of going in 1819, his whole platoon was named the Diaper Divisions because
They were all 33s.
they respectively called them the Diaper Division. And the code name for teenagers are 33s, which are the best fighters with the most stamina and the most guts, because most of them don't know any better. Most of them don't know any better. A big difference between an 18-year-old and 24-year-old is tremendous. But later, after Mr. Jeckovich's platoon proved themselves through many battles, including the bloodiest battle of World War II, the Battle of the Bulge, they were given another name. No longer were they described as the Diaper Division, but now they were called the Bulge Busters or the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. So Bastogne is a town that they held tight, because if Germany would have took control of Bastogne, there would have been great big problems. So they did well, and many of the young boys, soldiers, combat soldiers were killed. Mr. Jeckovich luckily made it through due to the prayers of his mother, a devout Roman Catholic praying the rosary every night. Then he makes it home, and he sure did. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Okay. During the period of children growing up and eventually one by one leaving our family unit, we were looking for a house to own, and it became for a house when our very family group was being disseminated and dispersed. We always felt we wanted something of our own, and we had the laundromat. That compulsion was rather subdued and almost fulfilled to that extent. Since then, it had become forefront once again, and we would go about looking at new homes. One particular was on Bear Road. Do you remember that?
At Bear Road, yeah.
Describe that house.
Well, that house was, had a mansard roof on it, and it was out on a little summit, and it was away from the traffic and everything.
Very private.
Yeah,
Okay. We had our eyes on Bear Road in the town of Wheatfield.
yeah.
All right. Almost out in the country, which suited us fine, but the last moment we would decline the offer and resign ourselves to living where we were. Each time we would come to the juncture of almost purchasing a house, but then reneged on it, realizing once again our long-standing commitment to Grandma and our strong family feelings regarding our firm resolve to look out for her welfare and well-being. It was frivolous looking back on it, but at the time the driving force in our lives was taken very seriously by us. It governed everything we did. It came to Grandma, and by the time we never realized the lengths we went to attain the goal, I did not believe Grandma ever understood the scope of our almost loyalty to her, and only viewed it as a rather churlish and frivolous manner. In her eyes, it was she who was doing us a great favor in allowing us to stay in the house at a moderate rent and no favors asked because of it. It did not matter to us as she perceived our relationship with her and what she thought were our ulterior motives. We were aware of the real motivation regarding Grandma, and while it was never really discussed by us to anyone, we also regarded it as our sacred duty. In retrospect, although we savored the children's presence when they were with us, we always thought or perhaps wanted to believe that they would always be with us. Always be. This probably was partially due to the fact that I stayed with Grandma almost an entire life, and I assumed it only in a natural way children reciprocate in like fashion. I did not look for it, nor did I anticipate it, but Delphine and I were greatly disappointed when they were leaving home at an early age. We were not disgruntled, and we wished them well and expected more of them because we had given more. And it was great loss of us when we did not receive any token of gesture in return. Let's see. During the second year of JK in college, he was all enthused about a motorcycle he had seen while home one weekend. We finally broke down and purchased it for him, and he would ride it back and forth to Cleveland until it broke down on him several times. I would have to bring it home in an International. After that, he was back to hitchhiking or getting a ride with a fellow student. His frequency of coming home on weekends was greatly increased towards the end of the second year by the beginning of his junior year. It was in this period he met Linda.
Yeah.
Do you remember Linda?
Yeah.
Hence, he'd come home every weekend. Usually I drive him back to Cleveland Sunday afternoon, arrived there at 8 to 9 p.m. When I worked midnights, I drove him back about 3 p.m. on Sunday and arrived back at 11, just in time to go to work. The little Maverick, that's a Ford Maverick, would brave the snow and the ice, but never failed us on many journeys that made to Cleveland. Shortly thereafter, he married Linda, wow,
Yeah.
and moved away.
And moving to Niagara Falls.
Yeah. I was laid off several times and collecting unemployment insurance. For a brief period, I was transferred to the other mill and was working Sunday midnights. I believe it was at this juncture that Delphine obtained employment in a public school system and began working at the aide at 39th Street School. The pay was not substantial, but every little bit helped, and we managed to endure with not too much hardship or sacrifice. Grandma was not much help during this period. She expected her rent on time, and anything needed repairing around the house, I was expected to pay for and attend to it. Delphine never complained, and I'm sure she did without many things she had accustomed to, but never brought it up or even hinted of doing without. Minutes, please. All during this period of children growing up, we felt that nothing would change that much, and it would just go on and on. We never postulated beyond that assumption. We had to become fixated and focused on how to conceive our obligations to Grandma that we naturally took her for granted, and our children would follow in our footsteps to some extent. We did not possess the foresight or prudence to predict it, nor the imagination to prepare for it. We had betrayed our own self-interest. We were taken back to the reality of it. As usual, we did not discuss it with anyone or share Delphine and I are prepared for this, firstly because we did not become aware of it as happening, and when it finally took place, its ramifications were too late. We did not have anything to take to place, such as an overpowering job where we could submerge ourselves into the interests and our host of friends in the same predicament. We would struggle through ourselves, as we always done, relying on our nature, enduring it in silence. The laundromat would have been a great aid at this time, but unfortunately that was not the case, and was not destined to be part of the recovery process. I would take on more projects at home and release my anguish, and Delphine would pitch in, probably for the same reason. It was thought sort of therapeutic, but we did not see it in that light, and we only plodded along as best as we could. Each day brought us closer to realization that we're striving for it, alleviating for Grandma, and we would be the victims of. We would be alone with the rest of our lives with no assurance or predicament or even care regarding it. It would take a long time to overcome this hurdle, and I do believe we ever fully resolved it. But gradually became a way of life and realized the best years of our lives were behind us. All the hopes and aspirations for ourselves and children were no longer the prime consideration. Our children's fate was no longer in our hands, and our destiny was governed by the force outside of control, just as our own inclinations. We started on life's journey. We had given them their own experience to how to perceive themselves and want to follow as they went forth and seek their own fulfillment. Delphine and I did not realize how short our time was with children. Yeah, it goes by fast.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. That's what happens. Had we known, we would have been more perceptive to their needs and desires. We were caught up in our own struggles and therefore did not anticipate what our own children were developing on their own. They achieved a level of maturity undetected by us, and it was obvious to concern that suddenly they were getting married and leaving for out of state. We were concerned regarding their decisions, but naturally could not dissuade them from going forth. Delphine was especially distraught by their earnestness and would confide in me to what course of action she should undertake. My only suggestion was simply, there's nothing much we could do, and that we have not done already, and it was pretty much out of our hands. We had done our very best with our children, and there was nothing further we could possibly receive by cajoling or exerting an opposite view. You want to answer some questions now?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me pull out some. Mr. Jeckovich, are you a daredevil?
No.
What kind of animal scares you?
Animals?
Animal scares you.
Cats and dogs.
You don't like them?
No.
Did you have a cat or dog when you were growing up?
No. Neither a cat.
Have you ever had a prayer answered?
A prayer?
Have you ever had a prayer answered?
No.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you think money is the root of all evil?
It's the personality of the people handling that money.
When you were growing up, Mr. Jeckovich, you mentioned you cleaned the gum out of SS Crestvie's floor. What was your favorite chewing gum when you were growing up?
What was the favorite chewing gum?
Yeah, that you enjoyed.
On the floor?
No. You mentioned you cleaned up the chewing gum on the store's floor, but also did you imagine, like all kids back then, chewed a lot of gum? What was your favorite gum?
My favorite gum? I didn't chew gum.
Okay.
I only scraped it up.
Have you ever given a speech?
A speech?
Yeah.
I did an oral topic in social studies once there.
What was that about?
Russian Orthodox Church.
Wow. I know you had many talents, but can you juggle?
Huh?
Can you juggle?
Juggle?
Yeah.
No. What?
I just asked the questions as the
No, what
text
the
I
hell
get.
would I juggle? I'm not in the circus.
Mr. Jeckovich, are you a good artist?
Huh?
Are you a good artist?
And what?
Artist. Could you draw?
No, I can't draw, no.
Do you believe in turning the other cheek?
Yes. Most of the time.
Most of the time. As a boy growing up in Niagara Falls, the kids did a lot of things to stay busy. Did you jump rope?
Yeah, we used to jump rope once in a while, yeah.
What is your favorite sandwich?
Am I what?
What is your favorite sandwich? Your favorite sandwich?
Sandwich?
Yeah. Favorite sandwich?
Oh, sandwich. Probably a hamburger.
Mr. Jeckovich, you wore many hats, you had a lot of jobs. But do you think you could work in a morgue if the pay was really good?
Say again?
Mr. Jeckovich, you wore many hats and lots of jobs. Do you think you could work in a morgue?
Never.
Never.
I've been in a morgue, but I've never worked there.
Yeah. You, Mr. Jeckovich, you've been married for 69 long and wonderful years. What do you think today is the biggest obstacle or harmful for new marriages today?
Know who you're marrying.
Okay.
Make sure you know who you're marrying.
Yeah. Did you play cards in the service?
No.
Did your mother play cards when you got married?
My mother played with Viola, and Gus and Viola used to come over. They used to play cards. Rummy or something, I don't know what that
Did
was.
your mother and father-in-law play cards?
My mother?
Your mother and father-in-law play cards?
Well, when Gus and Viola came over, they did, yeah.
Did you go on many roller coasters as a boy?
What?
Did you go on many?
3.5 minutes.
How much?
3.5.
Did you go on many roller coasters, Stand by. Did you ever go on many roller coasters as a boy?
Roller coaster?
Roller coasters. Crystal Beach?
No, I think we went Crystal Beach once.
How'd you go that with your classroom?
Huh?
Did you go that with your classroom?
No, we just went there on a weekend.
You lived in a farm country, Mr. Jeckovich. Considered Niagara Falls a farm country at one time. Have you ever ridden a tractor? Have you ever ridden a tractor?
No,
Were you considering being a farmer?
no.
Have you met any celebrities during World War II? Like
Celebrities? Never won in the USO or seas or nothing, never won.
They never came to the front line or near the front line?
No, never came to the front lines.
How
They were
about
always
the other time?
How
They
about,
were 50 miles behind the lines.
how about any other time?
No,
You worked for him at 151 Buffalo Avenue. What was his name, the actor?
Pencil Tone?
Yeah, you.
No, my father and I used to go there and clean his windows and put storm windows up, do the first telephone, do some
So
cement
he
for
was a
him.
celebrity.
Yeah, he's a nice guy though.
Did he ever give you a tip?
Huh?
Did he ever give you guys a tip?
No. Well, he paid us when he did the work.
Mr. Jeckovich, being that you're knocking on the door of 100, you must be certainly eating right. What is your typical breakfast like?
My typical breakfast, old nickel brown sugar
What else?
and a glass of orange juice, glass of milk.
Scrambled eggs?
And maybe a slice of bacon and scrambled eggs, couple of scrambled eggs.
Mr. Jeckovich, while growing up, who was the male role model in your life?
Role model?
Male role model when you were
Male?
growing up.
Probably my father.
Your father, okay, good. Minutes?
Minute 15.
Okay, stay with me. Do you respect authority?
Did I respect authority?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bigger than I was.
Have you ever been in a helicopter?
Once in the army, yeah.
When giving out greeting cards, did you ever make your own personal greeting cards?
Christmas cards?
Did you ever make them personal?
Yeah, that was in school though.
Do you trust the police?
Huh?
Do you trust the police?
The police?
Do you trust the police?
Do I trust the police?
Yeah.
Certainly I do.
Okay.
They're defending me.
Okay. Minutes?
30 seconds.
We got another one in the books, Mr. Jeckovich. We're getting down to a few pages left. So what did you want to do now, Mr. Jeckovich?
Put on Trump.
Okay. Did you want a coffee or a tea?
No,
Are you warm enough in your...
we had a birthday party here a minute ago.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Come
A
on.
birthday party for Amber. Did you want some more cake and ice cream?
No, thanks, no, thanks.